Hey guys, Team Wilpers, this is it. This is Mental Toughness Week. This is week 6 of our Pumpkin Spice Challenge. Welcome. Here we are, November 9th. It is Thursday. I'm in Vermont, and you all are all over the place, I think. So, man, tough week this week, huh? With the rides, and if you're joining in, I guess you made it through. I was a little worried some of you might not be talking to me anymore. So I was I was having serious FOMO on the Max ride earlier this week. You guys crushed it. That was awesome seeing everybody posting their graphs on that Max ride. That's a hard ride, like I said in the briefing last week. First ride for me for a while, about a week and a half today. My knee has not been too happy, but I jumped back in with the Pitchfork or Trident ride today, so doing better. And so we'll see how it feels tomorrow. If I'm feeling good, I might jump into that Max ride again, and or for the first time, and try and get that done. Anyway, I thought today when I got on the bike in the basement indoors, it snowed here today, so thought when I got on the bike I would just pedal maybe 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, but then my computer, the little Wahoo computer, said no, you have the structured ride to do, and it was scheduled for today. So I wasn't quite mentally prepared to do an hour and do the whole structure, but I went ahead and did it. So during the warm-up, I had to take a little break and get my water, get my towel, get my fan on, and then I was down for it. So I'm glad I did it. And I think it's a little bit of mental toughness, realizing that I had the opportunity when presented with the challenge of not really having structure, but then a structure was given to me. So I was kind of proud of doing that for today, that ride for today. So mental toughness, yeah, you realize the opportunity when presented with a challenge. I talked about that. But speaking of mental toughness, you guys had some great responses on our topic thread this week. What fun for you all to jump in on that. And can I just share a few of them? So look, here we go. And a few shout outs are coming your way too. So one of them was wanting to quit is a realization that your brain is saying quit, but not your body. Okay. Shutting down the inner voice that says quit, right? Just shut it down. You don't have to quit. Mental toughness is believing you are capable of more than you give yourself credit for. Here's one. Karen Rossetti. Karen, perseverance and resilience. When life gets tough, you need to keep moving forward, and no matter how difficult. And when you fail, you need to pick yourself up and take a step forward again. Resilience. Somebody else wrote to keep going even when things get hard. Setting goals and achieving them. Handling hard better. That's a good one. Shauna Buttram. Mental toughness to me is being able to be self-aware enough to identify your own excuses and overcome them. I love that. That's awesome. My thought is to distinguish the excuses from obstacles. Sometimes we have both of them working on us, and it's important to distinguish them. Forcing you to take a rest day or two when your body needs it, even if your brain wants to keep working out. How hard is it to shut things down? We'll come back to that in a second. Harris Hummel, I think you just joined us recently. Knowing when to push and alternatively when to pull. So again, yeah, when to push and when to pull. Mental toughness is a trait that encompasses a person's ability to persevere, maintain resilience in the face of adversity, challenges, and stressful situations. It involves staying focused, being determined and positive, even when confronted with obstacles or setbacks. I love it. You guys are getting it. You're writing my whole briefing for me, the whole thing on mental toughness, and I'm so glad everybody joined in on this. John Sabatkin, this challenge has been a real struggle for me versus my mental toughness. There have been more setbacks than I was prepared for, and I noticed I was behind in my physical training. I found peace and recovery through meditation, and it has really helped me. So awesome job. You had an obstacle. You had some things going on. You overcame them and got yourself right. I had a friend in the gym in New York City where I worked as a personal trainer. This old, not old, a former linebacker, Division I, got drafted by the Dallas Cowboys, but he was a trainer. When he was working out, he's like, get your mind right. Get your mind right. It's so important to get your mind right so that you can train your body to do the things you want it to do. Thanks, John. Realizing that you have so much more potential than you believe. Letting go of that bad performance and doing great on the next one. Awesome. Mental toughness is believing in yourself and not letting any person, ride, or situations change that, right? Nobody can tell you what you believe in or what you can do. Okay, Debbie Kirkus. Hopefully I'm not bashing your name too bad. Debbie says, a combination of discipline and clarity of mind in order to stay the course, whether in a singular event or in a big picture type of way, like this training block, right? Resilience. So those are all awesome. I loved it. You guys were all jumping in. That was so much fun to watch everybody talking and contributing to the mental toughness thread. And if you have any more, it's still open. Please join in. If you look it up, do a search, mental toughness, the 4 C's of mental toughness. And I've posted this article before. I love this. Every time this comes around in this part of the training blocks on Overload Week, it gets me. So the definition of mental toughness is resilience, or the ability to bounce back from setbacks and failures, and confidence, the ability to spot and seize opportunities. Simple, right? Resilience and confidence. The components of mental toughness are control, commitment, challenge, and confidence. Okay? Look it up, all right? I'm happy to post that article again. I've posted it in past training blocks, and it's in there. I'm happy to do it again. Just let me know if you want me to. But taking time off to heal from an injury or from overtraining or under recovery. So many of these answers, and I think we get wrapped up in, oh, I can work hard, I can work hard, I can work hard. I think a lot of us have that mentality already, and that the harder task is to actually take time off to recover, to heal, right? How hard is it to dial things back when you're in the middle of a training block, or you've just got your outdoor bike and you've done extra miles and you realize, all right, I've overdone it. I need to rest up so that I can ride again next weekend. Or you've got an injury and you're told you're not quite healed yet. You need to rest. You need to stay off your bike or off your running. It's really hard, and I think it takes a lot of control, commitment to get better, the challenge of not exercising, the confidence to know that you will come back. So all those 4 things. So, all right. Speaking of, next week coming up, week 6, this is a taper week, and it leads into the performance of next weekend. But let's go through the rides of the taper week. Monday is a typical PZE ride with zone 3 and zone 2, but use it as a Monday ride, okay? Monday rides are usually 85% and 70%. Wednesday, a little bit longer, zone 3 intervals, again, 85%, 70% of FTP. So zone 2 and zone 3 can be a big range, and you can use these rides for different tasks. Like I'm saying, Thursday has a 30-minute PZE with steps from zone 2 up to zone 3. I would use the percentages of 65, 75, and 80 and go with it that way. That brings it down, brings the intensity down. The 30 minutes brings the intensity down. It's a shorter ride. Brings you to Saturday, okay? Saturday is a hour-long ride, and after a warm-up, you have a 45-minute long zone 2 interval. If this is your first time doing one of these, or you haven't checked with your heart rate, or this is your first training block with me, go with 70%. If you've been training with me all along this year, go with 75% and see where your heart rate is, like I've talked about before. And then, so that's that ride. That's the hour-long Saturday ride, the core ride. Sunday, finish up with a Zone 3 and Zone 2 or a PZE, and have the confidence. Trust yourself. Maybe you want to do something a little different. Maybe you want to do something a little bit longer. Maybe you want to do a non-PZE class. Maybe you want to go outside. Maybe you want to do something different on Sunday. And that kind of puts a exclamation point on the end of this training block for you. See what makes sense. Ask yourself some questions. So let me tell you about the TSSs. If you're following the classes and you do the core rides, the TSS for next week, week 6, is 181. If you use the timers, it's 192. Last week we did 270 for the classes and 284 for the timers. So quite a bit less intensity. And that is meant to bring you. So we had a recovery week, then an overload week, and then a taper week. And that should leave you on Saturday or Sunday ready to nail something performance-wise, okay, on the bike. All right, so to test or not to test? Do we do an FTP test? Well, that is entirely up to you. If you tested at the beginning of this and you want to test at the end, if you think you've gone up in FTP, awesome. Go for it. It's a great test, okay? If you're burnt out on FTP tests, which I think a lot of us are, and it's not right, all right, you don't have to do it. Let me go back a little bit. I think this is a good time to actually test. I've gone all along throughout the year. If you've done like all of the training blocks with me, go ahead and test again. If you haven't tested for a couple of these, see where you are, see what it says. But if you're sure it hasn't moved, don't worry about it. Another option is do that power profile. Do the max ride, either again or for the first time. See where you are on the 5 second, the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the upper intensities. This particular training block with all the max rides, maybe you moved up in some of those, or maybe just having taken that class once, maybe you'll move up in some of those, and that's a win. So go for it. Look at your numbers from the first ride. If you're repeating it, look at your numbers from the first ride and have an idea of what you're shooting for. Okay, the other option is to do a long Zone 2 ride, what is offered on Sunday. But if you've been following along with me all year, you did these for these were hour-and-a-half rides at the beginning of the year, looking at your heart rate. Do that again at 75%. Do a warm-up, good hour and change at 75% of FTP. See where your heart rate is and see how it compares to the beginning of the year. And those are the ways you can kind of see where you are as far as training. So, all right. Also, if you've been training along with me, you know we select random 100% weekly ride completion athletes. If you're 100% consistent and you're selected, you get some Team Wilpers swag. It's awesome. Look out for an email asking for your email address because we're going to send you some stuff. So not a spam. Next week ends the Pumpkin Spice Challenge. I know, how did that happen so quick? But on November 27th, the Frosty Endurance Challenge starts. So there is a week off. That's the week of Thanksgiving. I'm actually traveling to my brother's house. I'm a bad brother. I haven't been there in over 10 years. But the family and I are traveling for that week. So we're coming to see you. I suggest, okay, here, now we're getting into the off season. And what do we do? So the off season, this Frosty Endurance Challenge, which I think enrollment opened today or yesterday. You can sign up for it now. This begins the off season. Okay, 2024 starts with this training block. It's base building. It's foundation laying. This is where we make you really raise all of the ships and kind of pad the bottom. It's kind of fun to get into. You know you're not going to get any Zone 4, Zone 5, Zone 6 intervals. It's laying the foundation for consistency and good habits and making it so that you can train all next season. I also suggest you get some strength work in, okay? make everything bomb proof. Your knees, your hips, your ankles. If you've got anything, any nagging injuries or pains, let's get that taken care of, usually with strength and correcting any imbalances. If you do have any injuries, please get to the doctor and check that stuff out. Make sure you are on a program to get better. All right. Anyway, after the strength, included in next season will be some strength if you're in the all access group. But yeah, we're going to start building the fitness layers of 2024 with the next training block, and then I'm excited for next year. We've got some cool stuff going on. I think continuous training, and we've got a couple events we want to throw at you. A couple challenging events. That's a challenge to me. Can you do this event? Training blocks is what you do to lead up to an event. All right. Come along with, well, you can join in with one, you know, like this year, you can join in one of these training blocks and then go do something else. Or you can come along with me on the whole year-long journey. But that's it for me right now. I will touch base with you all one more time next week, and then we'll take a week off. So I will see you next week and see you on the Facebook group. All right. See ya.